So today I'm going to show you how I paid off my mortgage in 15 years and I saved $46,000 in interest, and you can do the same thing. Let's do this. Greetings, class. It's Chris Haskins with TheRealEstateRoundup.com. It's your boy coming back one more time. You know my mission and my ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. In doing that, I can only document what I am doing. I've got some documents here we're going to go over together. I've got some handouts that will be flashing on the screen. Class is in session, Rounduppers. Yes, today I'm going to show you how I paid off my mortgage in 15 years. You can do the same thing. I'm going to show you how I did it. All right. So I saved $46,000 in interest. Let me show you why. Let me explain to you why I did this. I know a lot of gurus and financial people say, don't pay off your mortgage because of the interest you can write off on you could write the interest off on your taxes, right? You better forget that. If you keep thinking like that, you'll stay broke. All right. So why I did this, I'm going to show you the why, which pushed me to get to the what. Okay. So this is my property, one of my rental properties, one of my first ones, right? The rent was $1,200, but my payment was $912. I had borrowed $975,000 back in June of 2004. All right. And I'm going to show you the amortization schedule. I'm going to bring this on the screen for you. I'm going to leave no stone unturned. But in order for you to grasp this, you have to take some time. The wealthy have taken time. We've made it our business to understand how wealth works. Okay. So I borrowed $97.5 here, paid it off. Why did I do that? Because I knew when I had my property paid for, I could then go out there and refinance it and borrow against it to pull that money right back out. What happens when you pay off real estate? The money transmutes, like Napoleon Hill said, it transmutes into the bricks and into the roof, into the windows, into the siding, into the wood, the 2x4s and the tile and the countertops, the appliances. It transmutes into what the real estate is. So the money never goes anywhere, Rounduppers. I firmly believe this. I firmly believe that, just like I firmly believed that there was a beautiful lady out there for me. I just had to look through a lot of them, right? I knew that there was a beautiful lady that could be my wife. I had to find them. Just like I knew if I paid off my houses, Rounduppers, I could go out there and find someone that would be willing to loan me money based on me showing the universe that I was responsible and I knew how to manage money. I paid the house off, and what happened? A lender came to me and said, you know what, Chris, I'll let you borrow $75,000 based on you showing me you know how to pay your house off. All right. So, man, I got so much. I'm going to have to work this. It's going to take a few minutes. But stay with me, Rounduppers. So I paid it off, went out there, found somebody to give me $75,000 in cash. The good thing about this is, as opposed to having it locked up in an amortized loan over 30 years, and we'll get to that in a minute, this is I get access to the cash. I paid it off, get the money right back. And the icing on the cake when you refinance with private lenders like this, or even with a line of credit, I only pay the interest when I'm using the money, right? So that $75,000, I'm able to use it on my flips, okay? But I don't have to pay. So I get 100% of the rents that come in, but I only pay interest when I sell the property that I'm using the money for. So the rents I get to keep, right? And then the interest comes out of the flip that I'm using the money for. Let me repeat that. I don't want you to miss this. The rent comes in. I no longer have that monthly payment. I have the line of credit against the house, but I use this money on a flip. So when I flip a property, I pay the interest on this money when I sell that property. So I still get to keep the rent. I mean, you're talking about, this is the right way to do real estate. All right. Don't go out there and be signing for personally guaranteeing a bunch of loans. Get private money, or if you have to, get a line of credit so you only pay what you use. Now, this loan I had here in 2004, let's write that here. This was June 6, 2004. I paid this thing off in 15 years, Roundup family. Let's do this. It was a fully amortized loan for 30 years. And I know you're asking me, what is amortization? Because I didn't know what it was either when I started. And if you want, just go to my website to get your Barron's book. You got to get your Barron's book, Definitions, Barron's Real Estate Guide. Amortization schedule, the table that shows, and we're going to bring it up. It's a table that shows the periodic payment payment, interest and principal requirements, and unpaid loan balance for each period of the life of a loan. Now, the amortization term, mine was 30 years. The time it takes to retire a debt, basically the amount of time it takes to pay the loan off. To retire a debt through periodic payments, also known as the full amortization term. The amount of time it takes to retire a debt through periodic payments, also known as the full amortization term. All right. So how did I do this, rounduppers? How did I do this? So I showed you what I borrowed. My monthly payment was killing me. Let me show you where I would have been here as we approach the end of 2020. And I forgot to say thank you, rounduppers, as we approach, good God, 50,000 subscribers. We're getting 1.5 million to 2 minutes to 1.5 million minutes watched a month. We're almost at 4 million views. And I just have to say thank you. I had to slide that in. Good God, I'm so grateful that you let me talk this craziness that's no doubt your coworkers and your family and your friends and your loved ones are going to say, you're crazy. Let's do this. Shall I continue? Okay. So if I were not to have done this 15 years later, rounduppers, and I want you to pull up page 6, August 2000, this is going to be month number 184 is where I would have been 15 years. If I would have just made the minimum payment at $912, I would have still owed $71,950 15 years later. I mean, is that, to me, it just kind of makes you feel like you're not doing anything. But there's a saving grace, and it doesn't take a lot. But it does take some consistency. I have heard one of my mentors say, Chris, either you're consistent or you're non-existent. You got to be consistent with this. And I'm going to show you what I did. So if I wouldn't have done anything, if I would have paid the bare minimum, I would have been at roughly 72,000 principal 15 years later. And you can look here on our AM table at month 184, which is where we're at now. All right. So I went over the why I did it. Let me go over the what I did, right? So this is 38. Missy, you can chill now. 3827. What did I do? Very simple. Let's go to page number 3 on our AM table, right? I got to work this roundup. Wealth takes time to comprehend. Nobody comes out of the womb understanding how wealth works. So let's look at month 70, all right? What I did was I paid an extra $1,000 every time, minimum, every time I did a transaction or I got a large sum of money in. Let me repeat that. Every time I did an assignment or I sold a house, I flipped a house, did some type of a real estate transaction, I put an extra $1,000 on top of my monthly payment. Let's see what a mere measly $1,000 can do on a 30-year amortized loan. It's going to blow your mind. I love this. All right, so let's look at month number 70. Month number 70 on a 30-year amortized loan at $97.5 is what I borrowed. All right. Month 70, I'm at 91,000, and I'm going to round here because I don't feel like making these long numbers. Month 70, it says 90,900, but we're going to round up to 91,000, right? I want to make it easy for you to understand so I can get into your brain. Let's say I put an extra I paid another $1,000 on top of my principal at month 70. Look what that does. Look at the arrow. Takes us all the way down. So if I'm at 91,000 and all I want to do is take me down to 90. Wow. That takes us down to month 78 and I'm rounding up. So 78 is 89.9, which we're rounding up to 90. So what does one measly $1,000 do for your principal? I'm sorry, for your interest? It knocks off. Let's look at the interest, which is your second column from the right. These are your interest payments here on the right here. Second column from the right. So you see the 549, 548, 547, 46, 45, 44. That is your interest on the column to the left of that. 115, 116, 117, 118, 118. That is your principal. That's how small and minute your principal is getting paid down as opposed to your interest. All right. So if you look here, $1,000 round up on month number 78 takes us down to $90,000, right? I've saved in interest $3,827 round uppers. I saved $3,000. Oh my goodness. Isn't that something? I mean, I've saved $3,800. Could you use another $3,800 in your pocket? So this is what I did. And then for me, I was putting not only 1,000, but 2,000 extra, 3,000 when I could, to pay that principal down. So this is how I did it. And let me show you, round uppers. Oh my goodness. If you've never seen one of these, my roundup family, this is something called a certificate of satisfaction. This is what they give you when you pay off a loan. Oh, and Jesus. So let's read this together. Hampton, Virginia Circuit Court, location of the following record referenced by this certificate. Name of the grantor, which is the borrower, which is me. Christopher Haskins, residing at, I'm going to cross that out. Name of beneficiaries, whatever. We, the undersigned, as beneficiary, holder of, or settlement agent who made the payment in satisfaction of the above mentioned note secured by the above mentioned deed of trust, mortgage, or other lien, do hereby certify that the same has been paid in full. Paid in full, and the lien therein created and retained is hereby released. Oh man, good God. Sometimes I just get teared up, round up, when I think about each and every month. This 912 I've been paying since 2004. You're talking about life changing. Now I get to keep all the rent other than taxes and insurance, right? But this is what I have been trying to get, my rounduppers, since 2004. And we finally did it in 15 years. And you can too. Paying it off in 15 years saved me $46,000. What could I do with $46,000 additional? Now I'm able to pay off other mortgages faster. Power pay down. I don't want to get into that, but I've covered paying you how I did it in 15 years, my origination, what amortization was, my payment, principal, if I wouldn't have done anything, would have been at 71,000. So this is how I did it, my rounduppers. Oh, and Jesus. Why am I sharing this with you? Because I love you. Because I love you. I'm glad I was able to find that document. Take a second, subscribe to my channel. Go through my YouTube channel if you want to learn how to invest in real estate. We've got over 700 videos documenting, not just me teaching theory, which theory is good to know, but I need to teach with you, not at you. So I'm bringing you in, showing you what I'm doing. I showed you my certificate of, what is it? I showed you my certificate of satisfaction, right? I want you to see this. So this is proof you're going to see this stuff. All right. And make sure you like the content, comments. What videos would you like for me to bring? Do you have a plan? I want to ask you, what plan are you subscribing to? The plan where you spend all the money, or the plan where you know exactly where some of the money is going? I'm not asking you to know where it's all going, but at least to know where some of it is going so you can keep it forever. All right, rounduppers, I love you. I'll see you soon. This is Chris Haskins signing off with TheRealEstateRoundup.com. Peace.